The Watcher DLC story is absolutely nonsense. Let's put everything else aside and talk about the craziest part. Why does an iterator's cancer suddenly become something like a multiversal god? And there's an area on the map that looks like the inside of an iterator. Let's not even mention why a void worm can fly around inside the body of an apparently dead iterator. But how is this purple daddy longlegs infecting a void worm? My reaction was just, what the fuck is this? Is Video Code trying to open a multiverse storyline or what? As long as there's some explanation in the lore, I'm fine with it. Even if they say this is just a dream of an edgy little slot cat, I'll accept it. For example, let me offer a dream theory. All of this is merely the hallucination of the Watcher during its ascension. As we all know, before ascending, you see the thing you desire the most. For example, the hunter sees no significant harassment, the survivor sees the slot cat tree, and the monk sees the survivor. Then, what does the Watcher want the most? The timeline is set just before the saint, when the first sign of snowfall appear, and the iterators are about to collapse. All the slug cats around the Watcher have ascended in one way or another, corresponding to the CG when Watcher has full karma. For example, one slug cat made 5 pebbles and FP told them about the ancient method of ascension, and when this slug cat returned home, it shared the method of ascension with the others. But for a certain reason, the Watcher didn't choose to ascend with the others. The reason is that, in its youth, under the slug cat tree, the Watcher listened to the other slug cats tell stories of the outside world, and it wanted to see it for itself. When the other slug cats ascended at karma level 10, the Watcher refused to ascend and wanted to keep living, so it stayed at the survivor's karma, which is level 5. This corresponds to how, in Watcher's starting region, meeting an echo doesn't increase karma. The Watcher left home to travel to various places such as visiting 5 Pebble and saw still living daddy longlegs. Then the Watcher went to other places as well, not necessarily the one from the original map. While traveling, the Watcher encountered an echo. The echo is the same one from the game. This echo has a story that is somewhat similar to what I imagined for the Watcher, both surrounded by ascended beings, yet still holding onto worldly attachment and not choosing to ascend. This echo, in this desolated land void of civilization, witnessed so many scenes of survival of the fittest, such as vultures preying on lizards. At first, when the echo saw the Watcher, it acted a bit mad like, "Hehe, are you not dead?" treating the Watcher like a peasant traveler. Later, perhaps out of curiosity, the Watcher visited the echo multiple times, and maybe because finally there's someone who can understand me or for some other reason, the echo began to talk with the Watcher. This echo was once a rather young ancient. When the ancients collectively ascended, he still held lingering attachment to the world. He became an echo and remained behind for a long time, drifting across the world. So although the echo is young, he knows what the rest of the world looks like. Thus, the echo told the Watcher stories about these places, since the Watcher's short little leg could never carry so many places even in a million rain cycles. In the end, as the echo told the story of the ancient city, it made itself cry and suddenly it reached enlightenment, let go of all attachments, and ascended. In theory, the ancients ascended together, so there should be any living ancients left to see, so I can only assume that the living ancient outside the window of the ancient city were the echo's imagination. Later, perhaps the Watcher felt it had heard enough stories, and with the snowstorm growing stronger and survival become harder, it believed it would never see the scene described by the echo and thus wouldn't ascend. When ascending, what the Watcher most wanted to see was to travel the world like an outsider. So in the end, what it saw during ascension was distorted and exaggerated version of its past experiences. In the official story, after visiting 3 echoes, the Watcher began to travel through regions. In my imaginated story, this corresponds to the moment when the echo began to telling stories to the Watcher. For each world the echo describes, the Watcher is transported to the world. During ascension, the Watcher imagines itself truly being in these worlds. Then, why is these long legs corrupting the whole world, and why does eating a karma flower allow safe teleportation? Earlier in the story, the Watcher visited 5 Pebbles and saw how the daddy longlegs had corrupted FP's body and witnessed still living daddy longlegs. This scared the Watcher badly, leaving a psychological shadow. In the original game, when you give a karma flower to Lux to the moon, she says it's a hallucinogen, which instantly makes a creature let go of its physical self and reach out to itself in another plane. So during its travels, the Watcher ate a karma flower, got high instantly, and hallucinated the terrifying Daddy Longlegs devouring the original map. In the DLC, each time the Watcher meets an echo, it is actually listening to the echo tell the story of that region. With each story heard, the Watcher's karma increases, representing the Watcher learning about more regions. When its karma reached level 3, the Watcher has accumulated enough experiences, and one dose of the karma flower will let the Watcher hallucinate new regions while high. These are the regions without echoes. If there's no karma flower, the Watcher's force itself to imagine, the Watcher might not have enough inspiration and will only recall the original maps. Combined with the previously matched Longlegs and hallucinate an original map filled with Longlegs. Then, what about the corrupted Void Worm we saw before? Through the ancient method of ascension, the Watcher saw a Void Worm. In the final moment of ascension, it merged the Void Worm it had seen with psychological shadow of the Longlegs into the corrupted Void Worm. That's about the end of the story. Honestly, there's still a lot left unexplained, but I'm too lazy to keep making things up at this point. Honestly, I really hope Video Card can wrap up the Watcher story. I'm not even asking for the Watcher DLC to be as well written as Downpour.